To all those delusional people who want instant success, zero fails, and rockstar status with zero effort, listen up. I've mentored hundreds of students and received thousands of emails, and when I'm speaking at events, I hear the same thing. I'm not getting any success in my career, or I'm not good at anything. If you want to be good, you got to be prepared to fail. So how frustrated are you that you're not getting the wins that you want? Whether it's in your career, your goals, even in dating or posting on social media, you're getting zero traction. So we tell ourselves that we're a failure, to give up, it becomes too painful to do, we lower our self-esteem and we get so frustrated at life and so unsure of ourselves, and we throw ourselves this massive big pity party. So guess what? That's life. Get used to it. It's reality. This is precisely why you're not where exactly you want to be, but that's okay. We're gonna change that right now. Okay, so real quick, before we begin, we all know that I'm a huge advocate of learning new skills online. And I also think there's no better way to get up to speed fast than on-demand training. So for this video, I've teamed up with Skillshare to bring you the opportunity to sign up and get instant access to their platform. So I've created a link right below this video that will give you an entire 2 months access to their platform entirely free. Me personally, I love Skillshare for how quickly you can get up to speed on new subjects, as well as specifically visual effects, video editing, programming, and so much more. There's loads of topics on Houdini particles, Maya, even real-time particle effects inside of Unity and other platforms. So you can sign up right now with the link below this video and get instant access to hundreds of courses, and you'll receive a free 2 month premium membership, which at the end of the trial, you can decide if you want to sign up, or if it's not right for you, no problem. So click the link below right away and take full advantage of this offer. And also, as Skillshare sponsoring this video, it's a great way to support this channel and ensure I can keep creating future videos for you just like this one, while also growing your knowledge and getting access to limitless amounts of courses on Skillshare's platform. So click the link below to sign up for the free 2 month premium membership right now. So I had a meeting with my team a while back, and I mentioned that I had this brilliant idea that I wanted to do live streams for 30 days. And I thought that this would be a really great way to kind of get into a habit doing this, as well as get a chance to interact with my audience and really kind of find the pain points that they're going through. And it would just be a fun experiment to do and see what would happen at the very end. But as I mentioned this, and they all freaked out thinking, great, Allan's doing another thing when we've already got so much on our plate. But the key thing was that I said to them that, you know what, this is gonna be fun, it's gonna be a fun experiment. The first few probably gonna suck, but they'll get better over time. And that was one of these things that stood out. One of my team members said, why do you think they're gonna suck? So I explained that it's just part of the process. In the beginning, a lot of things are probably gonna be terrible, but if you stick with it, you'll get better and better as you go. If I'm going in expecting everything to be amazing right off the bat, I'm probably going to quit right away because I'm not getting the traction that I thought I would. But going in expecting that, yeah, initially, I'm probably gonna fumble, I'm probably gonna do things pretty bad, but when I show up the next day, I'm gonna get better and better and better. In other words, in the beginning, they're gonna suck, but after a while, they'll suck less, and eventually they'll get good. Having unrealistic expectations of yourself that you're gonna be flawless and everything's gonna be a win right away is the easiest way to derail yourself and make yourself see everything as being a failure, when instead it's actually these micro wins that we should be celebrating. That in fact we get better and better with every single time that we do show up. So most of us expect to be instant experts. We don't realize that failure is part of the process and that nobody starts out as an expert. Experts are just people who saw it through, that put in the time, and they didn't give up. How many times do we give up on something because we didn't get traction in the first place? If anything, with that mindset, we're more likely to set ourselves up to fail. We're all work in progress. The problem is that we see the instant success that they had, and we don't get to see the failures that got them there in the first place. We see the win as being the result that instantly happened the minute that they started trying. But the thing is, we weren't paying attention until we saw them get to those results, to that status, to that level. It's all about perseverance. The ones who have success are the ones who didn't give up. They kept at it, they understood that failure is part of the process. That we're all work in progress, and the more that we see wins and losses just as data, the more that we can analyze them and get better results. We know to do more of this and less of that. In other words, to cut your losses and double down on what works. So experience is just learning from your mistakes. And this is why experience is everything, because experience means that you've been through all your failures enough times that now you only get wins. So nobody starts off as an expert. Nobody. But we all beat ourselves up expecting our first time on roller skates, or our first time lifting weights, or our first time driving a car, that everything is going to be easy. We don't see the 10,000 hours it took to get there. But it all starts by showing up, by seeing things through, by seeing each failed attempt actually as a step forward, not a step back. You got to be in it to win it, right? So giving up means that you won't fail again, but it also means that 100% of the time, you're never going to win either. What if you won? What if you did achieve that goal? What would that mean to you? And at the same time, with each failure, what's the worst that could happen? Is this something where if you look at how bad it would be that someone laughed at you, or whatever things that are going through your head, that you might get rejected, someone might say no? Would having that failure, that person saying no to you, outweigh having your entire life, your career, everything change for you? That's something to think about. Do a risk analysis. Is the benefit going to outweigh the bad? Or is the bad going to outweigh the good? I remember sitting down in Paris with one of my students and him mentioning that he'd cut a reel but he hadn't sent it off to anyone. And here we were at this big job fair where he could be going around shopping his reel and seeing what would happen. So when I asked him why he hadn't been doing this, he said that he was afraid that people would laugh at him or that they would reject him. In other words, they'd say that he's not good enough. So I said to him, well, what if this reel, this place that you applied at, what if they said yes? What if they actually offer you a job? What if that one job is the one that you look back on 10 years later as being the one that started it all, that you owe your whole entire career to, that you look back and that was a chance to kind of get the experience and the challenges you needed that started your whole career, and you owe it all to that moment? Would them saying no outweigh what happened and your whole career and everything that happened because of that? Probably not. But the thing is, we put so much emphasis on something that probably isn't even rational in the first place, and then we miss out on the opportunities that could have been amazing, detrimental to our entire career, entire lives. I definitely have those experiences in my life where I look back at, what if I said no to that thing? What would happen then? Because my entire life changed in that one moment. These are the things I always look back on. I look at the opportunities I would have missed out on by not doing something, rather than looking at the other way around. Rather than thinking, well, I'm not going to do that in case this happens, I'm going to look at what could happen if I didn't do it. In other words, you got to be in it to win it. I'm going to make myself available, I'm going to fall on my face, I'm going to do whatever it takes because I'm giving myself more and more opportunities by doing that. I might fall on my face a couple of times or get a couple of no's, but ultimately I have a lot more wins and a lot more success than I do in failures. So keep this in mind. The only person holding you back is you. We put so much pressure on ourselves to be great, and the minute that we miss our mark, it's the end of the world. We crash and we burn. Whereas if we thought about this like a video game, and you fire a missile at a target and you miss, you don't give up, call yourself a loser, and cry on the ground about how bad you are and you're never going to amount to anything. You just simply adjust your aim and fire the next missile and again until you hit your target. It's as simple as that. I love watching videos on YouTube of AI learning to do something. I find this really fascinating. You'll see AI or artificial intelligence learning to run for the first time, or learning to navigate a maze, or learning to play Super Mario Brothers. And at the end of the video, the AI is flawless. They're an expert. They learned everything to the point of being an expert. They did it all in an accelerated amount of time. But as humans, we have to slow things down and take things step by step as we learn through the process. But we're learning the exact same way as AI does as well. So in other words, AI will learn through failure. It fails multiple times over and over and over, but you see it getting better and better and better as it does. The main thing is that it lacks emotion, so eventually it wins. We watch the AI fail over and over, probably a lot more worse than a human actually would, but like I said, AI lacks emotion. So AI is not beating itself up, AI is not telling itself it's a loser, that it should just give up. It takes every bit of data and it focuses on the big picture. It tries to focus on the wins and learns from its losses along the way. So take emotion out of it, because that's just your inner bitch voice trying to tell you that you suck and you should just give up. Evolutionarily, we're all wired to resist change, because change is bad. Success means a higher expectation on ourselves, and it's better to lower our standards and our expectations. But if you want to be successful, you need to get out of your comfort zone, stop overanalyzing everything, and become like humble AI and get all of those wins. Look at what others are doing and model what works, but realize and embrace the failure as just part of the process. So if this video resonates with you, share it with others. And if it didn't resonate with you, watch it again and again. And hopefully this message is important enough that all of us will get out of our comfort zone and aim high and set bigger goals. But realize the first few attempts are probably going to suck, but that's okay. But take those failed attempts to help guide you in where you need to lean into more until you get more consistent with your wins again and again. That's when you truly become an expert. So leave a comment, share your thoughts, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on more content that I plan to give you. Thanks for watching. Now go turn those failures into wins.